Okay, so today, as mentioned previously, I want to look at something called social entrepreneurship. Now, it's actually a very funky thing here because you actually get an opposite between social and entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is economics. Now, an entrepreneur by general would be a business startup, someone who wants to go out and just do something on their own. But, and this is where it comes in, is the problem with starting a business. And yeah, in our current environment, it's quite hectic, hey, because you're gonna have to get yourself a unique product, or you can sell something that's already out there, but then you've got to do market research to make sure that you're not moving into someone else's market or flooding the market. Is there market saturation? Because marketing as a concept is somewhere between there's the producer. So it's like this, like a farm, and then they sell to like the wholesalers, they sell to retailers. Somewhere in between, you've got packaging and all sorts of other stuff, and then you've got market demand, and somewhere in between, that's where marketing sits. It's a bridge that actually informs the producer what the customer's need is, and then the producer will supply it. Now, in entrepreneurship, you're a producer, or you're reselling something or something in that line. And it gets really difficult because then you've got to work out your logistics, your cash flow quadrants, your and yeah, yeah. Personally, I'm an entrepreneur. Okay, I've got a product, I've got a diamond, got to get it out there. But it's a lot of work, okay? And it's a lot of hours and a lot of videos and a lot of talking to people. And back at the ranch, sometimes we can find ourselves a different option where we already have a product. It's already been scientifically researched, and this is where you actually can connect the entrepreneur aspect with the social aspect. Now, when you look up social entrepreneurship, you'll always see there's this funky thing called triangulation. There's the government sector, then there's the business sector, and then there's a social sector. I'm not a fan for anything that triangulates because it just gives us a point. Because if we take government sector and business sector and social sector, we're also missing our physical sector. Okay, there's always a physical environment. It might also be the reason for, let's say, some serious social issue like poverty or malnutrition or uh, what else we got? We got poverty and malnutrition. Okay, then there's violence, domestic violence. These are all social issues. Alcoholism, drug addiction. Okay, so now the physical environment might have caused all of that. The social situation might have caused that. I'm not one for looking for the I'm looking for root causes, and if we can deal with that, that's one thing. But if it's just a social phenomenon, hey, sometimes we ask a lot of questions regarding why did this happen. Sometimes it just happened. Okay, and in any case, knowing the why isn't going to solve it because, hey, in our modern society, I believe a lot of stuff's just like hundreds of years old. It's like, yeah, let's not get into. Okay, so social entrepreneurship. Imagine, imagine for every dollar spent, every rand spent, every euro spent, a percentage goes back via the company to sponsor, let's say, soup kitchens, feeding programs, uh, and so jacking up the nutritional value of food because there are a lot of feeding programs out there, but they're usually high starch based, okay, and very low nutritionally based. So we still got the problems of for a child to develop, they need a full array of vitamins, minerals, and nutritional aspects, oils, and so I believe we've lost a lot of Einsteins through having so many people in the malnutrition range. Last week was 7th of April was World Health Day, and they actually attribute 14 million deaths to malnutrition. Now, there are a lot of people who eat a lot of stuff, but it's not the right stuff. And with this, so yeah, I actually joined the company a couple of years ago, And for every $100 spent, we sponsor one kid nutrition for a month. We work within the company. They've got connections with soup kitchens and feeding programs, and the company's goal is Mission 5 million, aka to connect 5 million consumers with 5 million kids, and therefore eradicate 5 million deaths from malnutrition amongst kids around the world. Now, just to say I'm part of something like that, just for spending $100 on what my family needs, and I know some kid out there is also being nourished, yeah, that's a privilege. And it's actually an honor to say that I'm part of a social entrepreneurship movement that can do this and help kids get where they want to be. Because once you've got your building blocks of good physical development, health development, nutritional development, yeah, the world's your oyster, and you can learn what you have to. You can do business as you want to. Governments will save millions just on health bills, and millions on housing, and people will actually be able to move from a income triangle to an income diamond. The triangle itself, you'll actually see, I talk quite a bit about this in other places, is that the income triangle is very few people at the top making money, and then a very small middle class, and then the bottom is just like poverty and malnutrition and disadvantaged communities, and it's not good. But if governments actually change to a diamond, now standard classic diamond, then we can actually get not everybody's going to be paying tax, but no one's going to be on social grants. So how much money does the government save then? Blessings for the day. Just food for thought.